Hey guys, my name is Kirsty. Welcome back to Upside Down Books and to our reading vlog. I am so excited to sit down and do a little bit of reading and see what adventures I can go on today.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di...
I haven't done a reading vlog for a hot second, and I do like doing them. I do like setting aside a little bit of time for me, and I did actually mention in a recent video that this was something I wanted to do. So today is Sunday, and it's currently 12:30, and I'm thinking for maybe the next 4 or 5 hours, I'm gonna just cut out some time where I'm gonna go completely without distractions and I'm gonna do some reading. So I thought I would bring you guys along with me for this little adventure, and at the moment I've got the next 3 How to Train Your Dragon books that I am up to. I was thinking of just starting with whatever I felt like and then just sort of mood reading throughout the day, and then I thought, you know what I haven't read for a while? How to Train Your Dragon. And this is books 6, 7 and 8. That are next up for me. So we're just going to be starting with number 6, and that is How to Guide Deadly Dragons. A Hero's Guide to Deadly Dragons. That was tricky. Now this is still quite small. I think by the time we get up to number 8, the size of the books is going to get a little bit larger. And I think there are about 12 books in the series, so it's this 3 and another 4. So yes, I'm really looking forward to doing a little bit of reading. I'm going to sit in my armchair, I'm going to make a cup of tea next, and I'm going to take you with me over the next few hours and see how much reading I can get done. I'm pretty much just aiming to finish one book, but I mostly just want to dive back into How to Train Your Dragon and enjoy an afternoon of reading. The weather is lovely, so I've got a pleasant breeze coming through an open window, and good moods and vibes all around. So come with me and let's do a little bit of a reading session. Checking in at the 1 hour mark. It is 1:30 now, and I probably should stop and have lunch, but I can't say that I feel like eating. I am halfway through the 6th book for How to Train Your Dragon, Hero's Guide to Deadly Dragons. These books are so easy to read. There's so many illustrations on all of the pages. You can see on that one there's illustration on the other page. And I've also never just sat down and let myself have unlimited time to just read through a How to Train Your Dragon book, knowing that they are quite easy reads. So it's actually quite delightful to just sit down, because there's no way I won't finish this probably within another hour almost. So I foresee a very happy afternoon coming up where I can just merrily chomp through a number of these stories, despite the fact these are middle grade and for younger kids. I find them really just joyful to read. They're easy to read, and the first few took a hot second to get into when you have to reconcile sort of your idea of How to Train Your Dragon from the films with what's in the books, and the first 1 or 2 certainly weren't my favourite. They've got loads better from book 3 onwards. So it's, yeah, when you get into the writing style, they are just a pleasure, a real pleasure to read. So it's just coming up to 3 o'clock now, and I've actually technically finished this book, surprisingly. You can see there's still like quite a chunk of the book to go. So at around page 200 in this one, actually the story is finished, and all of the rest of those pages are dragon profiles and sort of a glossary. So I'm going to have a quick flick through them before I start on the next book, but that was really good. This is essentially a library heist. I would rate this 4.5 stars out of 5, nothing much to complain about. Very, very short, probably the shortest one so far. I'm just going to make another cup of tea now, and then I'm going to settle into book 7, which I can't remember what it's called. I thought that this was really sweet, and the fact that it's a library heist with dragons, I mean, what is not to love about that? So it's now very close, pretty much 5:30 in the evening. So I've read for 5 hours. I thought I might stop at 4, depending on how, like 4 hours, depending on how I felt. But it's got to the 5-hour mark. I just had a bath and I'm in my pajamas and I'm just ready to enjoy the rest of my evening now. I have just finished book 7, which is How to Ride a Dragon Storm. This was really cool. This had some really strong messages in it, and I noticed, I think it's like really only this book and maybe the last book beforehand that Cressida Cowell seems to be building in some really like profound, strong messages. There was like themes of slavery in here, and also just like the idea of what is home and how you can make the world a better place. Like that, those were the kind of big worldly themes that she's included in this story. I really enjoyed it. This was a 5-star read for me, of course. I mean, the How to Train Your Dragon books are just such a delightful middle grade read anyway, so very harmless sort of reads. And I thought this was great. It was a lot longer than the other one. The book was indeed the full book, so this was closer to the 250 mark, I think. So that leaves me moving on to the 8th book, which is How to Break a Dragon's Heart, and I think we are due to see some old villains come back in this one. So I'm chugging my way through the series at this point and really enjoying it. It's surprised me by how quick and easy these were to read, which maybe that sounds silly, but I've managed to get through these 2 in just a 5-hour reading stint, and I'm pretty happy with that, in between having some lunch and doing some laundry, maybe expectedly, considering that they have a huge font and lots of pictures. I still didn't think I would actually necessarily get through 2. Not trying to put on any particular speedy reading pace, but just purely enjoying the books. So I'm really stoked to have finished a couple books. It will help me chip away at my reading tally a little bit. And so now I think that's enough reading at a timer, so I'm going to sign off and say goodbye to you guys. I will probably maybe start this one and just read it over the course of the evening. We'll see where the evening takes me, but let me know down in the comments below if you have read the How to Train Your Dragon books and what you think of them. Which one is your favourite? I'm not sure what my favourite is so far, but I really did like the library heist in the Deadly Dragons Guide one. But that is all from me today, so thanks for joining me on my little How to Train Your Dragon readathon, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.
Alla gloria mia.